Hey everybody, it's Jason here from the McInTEC community. You might see some changes here. Bear with me here as I'm kind of talking directly in this microphone that you see in front of me. That wasn't here before, as well as maybe a few different changes. And I'm actually going to talk to you about how you can make your audio sound a lot better. And that is, of course, most people when they stream or do videos on YouTube use their built-in webcam mic or a microphone in their DV camera, but you would be surprised how much getting a condenser mic or a dynamic mic like this one will actually make it sound so much clearer. Basically, with the fact right here how this is set up, I have my boom stand and a dynamic mic which is hooked up to this PV mixer that I bought for about $300 Canadian. It's the PV10 mixer. It's got 10 channels on it, 2 stereo channels basically. Well, 4 channels, and then 2 of the 4 are being used for stereo. So I can have my microphone hooked up. It's got XLR, 1/4 inch, and inserts, as well as RCA inputs and outputs. And basically, this is how my setup is working now. This dynamic mic here, which is designed to take audio that is close to you, not necessarily far away, like if I'm back here. So it's going to take what's close to me. So that's actually going to help you get rid of some noise around you. So if you have some noisy fans, or things going on in the background that, might drown out your sound, using a dynamic mic might be the best, the better thing to do, as it's going to give you clear sound from, how many inches, like a foot or so away from it. So you can, it's going to be clean, and it's not going to sound so dirty or so much noise or whatever. Now, using this with a mixer, so much better in a way than using my USB-based microphones is because the fact that you've got more control with a mixer like this. Each channel has its own gain control, basically its sensitivity, as well as this comes with sliders and 3-band EQ. So for that specific channel, you can set it to the right sound. For instance, your microphone will obviously have different EQ settings for that channel than the channel for your music or whatever else you're feeding into it. And everybody's different too, so everybody who talks in the mic does have somewhat of a different sound level. So some people may have a more bassy voice, so if their voice is too bassy, you kind of have to bring that down, or maybe they don't have enough bass, so you have to bring that bass up. So basically, using a mixer board that has EQ controls, you can actually take a cheaper, lower-end dynamic XLR mic and make it sound pretty good. Now, I bought this with the boom stand, came with the cable and the dynamic microphone for about $50 Canadian, and it came with the carrying kit and everything. And I think that was a pretty good price. I brought it home, hooked it up, and it works great. My next thing is to get a condenser mic. Now, condenser mic is going to pick up more around you, either from the top, you can talk directly into it, or from the sides, like a figure 8 it does. So basically it picks up like everything around you, and some have switches for top or bottom, or top or front and back, so you can switch between talking like I do with this, or talking basically in front of it. That is a condenser mic, and those things are actually, they're a lot better than dynamic mics, because they're going to give you more high ends, more low ends. So you're going to add sparkle, which is high ends, and it's going to sound full for your low ends. They use them for professional recording, but they're usually in a soundproof room. So when you have artists recording or whatnot, so you got basically dead sound. Nothing bounces back in a soundproof room, because if you want to get rid of any echo that's basically in your room or whatnot, putting up sheets. And even I've seen people do egg cartons, get a bunch of empty egg cartons and just put them all over the place, like soundproof room. So basically the sound can't really bounce and come back, because what it does is it hits a hard surface and comes back, and that's where you get, echoes. Like if you're ever in an empty room, you basically, you can hear echo. But using egg cartons and putting, if you can find heavy drapes or whatnot put around you, it's going to make it so when the sound hits it, it's going to stop. It's not going to bounce back like it does on a hard surface. So yeah, these are just some of the things you can do if you're doing a radio show or whatnot. Even a podcast is having equipment like this, which is great because you got separate controls. This PV10 mixer here, great mixer. PV pretty much stands behind their products. You go on YouTube, they have videos about some of their products and some of their mixers and whatnot that are even more high end than this. Are pretty awesome. They show you how they work and how you use them. So if you're thinking of getting a mixer, I suggest getting a PV mixer maybe for a starter. They have a lower 6-channel and 4-channel ones that obviously have different price range, but this was in the price range that I wanted. I wanted something with sliders, so I went with this one, which was the entry level with sliders, because it's nice to have sliders. You know, you got your controls here. You got your mute button, so I can mute it. Right here, this is the music. Take that off, you can hear music. Then, another channel I have my DV mic hooked up to. So if I mute this mic and unmute this, you can hear me talk out of my DV mic, which you're probably used to when I'm doing podcasts. So yeah, now you can hear me out of this mic. Obviously, you can hear the difference between, a condenser mic built into a camera compared to this dynamic mic that's right here. Obviously, the dynamic mic is more, clearer sound, because I'm right here, so it doesn't really pick things up around it. So yeah, the mixer has effects. So if I wanted to put some effects on my voice, hey, what's up? We have some effects here. It's got predefined effects you can select from for vocal, instrumental stuff, as well as it has a monitor output, which I have fed back into the computer, my other input, so I can talk to people in Ventrilo and on Skype without it, their voice looping back. So you got a monitor feature, which is good for monitor stuff. So if you have your sliders down, you can hear what's going on. Monitor feature, which is awesome. You've got basically two master outputs, one RCA and then 1/4 inch outputs, as well as one more XLR output. So you got 3 outputs essentially, as well as you got output for your control room and your headphones, which is controlled by the same volume selector. So yeah, you got left and right 1/4 inch outs, and yeah, it's great. So I just wanted to tell you guys about this stuff and how you can basically have a good sounding stream, and this is pretty much the way to go. Depending on what your needs are, check out what you can do for your budget, like how much you're willing to spend. Like I said, I picked up a microphone kit, the XLR cable, it's about 15 feet, dynamic mic, and the boom stand, and yeah, for $50. Now you say, well, what's the difference between microphones and prices? Well, it depends. Like, even dynamic mics can cost up to $100 and something each, even more. This one is a low end, obviously, but it's fine how I'm talking here. After I got going through my channel and my EQ, the only thing that these mics aren't really good for is if you tap it. It's really sensitive when tapping, so it's not really good if you're holding it by your hand. But if you got a boom stand or a mic stand like I do and whatnot, and it's stationary and you're just talking directly in it, it's going to sound fine. Now, that's where you'd get a higher end mic if you're going to want to sing, if you're at a concert or something and you're the type of person that likes to grab the mic and sing or whatnot, then yeah, a higher end mic will be better because it won't have that noise if you shake it or tap it. But yeah, pretty much is some good low entry stuff to help you get started. And if you need any help to get started or want any suggestions for other products, maybe some cheaper ones or something different than PV or whatnot, or the way to go, you can always come into our chat room at McInTEC.net. Check out our live streams at live.McInTEC.net, as well as McInTEC IRC is where our official chat room is. And you can email us at questions@McInTEC.net, and I'll be happy to answer your questions on what it is you have. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, got more to come, and if you have any questions about any sound stuff or even technology, stop by our chat room and we'll help you out. And we'll chat at you later.